The narrative.
The narrative.
The narrative.
The narrative.
The narrative. The narrative. The narrative. Changing the narrative. An initiative powered by OVG.
Hi everyone, welcome to the Changing the Narrative podcast. So today I am here with Lebenam Golo of Skin Goals, and we're talking everything skincare. So to go on, I am going to allow Lebenam to, introduce herself because I think she'll do a much better job. So Lebenam, please do us the honors.
Hi. So, first of all, thank you for having me on your podcast. I am very excited to be here and talk about my favorite thing, which is skincare. My name is Lebenam Irama Golo. I am a New York licensed esthetician, but I am based in Ghana, and I am the founder of Lebenam Skin. But on Instagram, you find me as Skin Goals, as Ikea mentioned.
Okay, there you have it, guys. She is an esthetician. I always have to take my time to pronounce the word because I'm like,
yeah.
Listen, this is not easy. Okay, so before we actually get into the nitty-gritty of skincare, we're gonna play a little game. So it's a game of favorites and this or that.
Okay.
Skincare edition.
I'm ready.
Okay. Yeah. So, we're going to start with this or that. So, I have here moisturizing lotion or moisturizing cream.
Moisturizing cream.
Moisturizing cream.
Yeah.
Okay. Oil cleansers or creamy or milky cleansers.
Oil cleansers.
Okay, that was so
easy.
Yeah. Okay, so this one is a bit funny for me because we'll get into that during the interview. But SPF 30 or SPF 50.
That is a tricky one because there's a lot of explanation behind that. But just because I need to choose, I would go for SPF 30.
SPF 30. Okay.
Yes.
You see me?
Yeah.
To be honest, this is why I have you on here because for me, I feel because the number is higher, it means it's really doing something. But this is why you're here, so you can really break it down. So, I'll leave you on that SPF 30. Okay, so now let's move on to favorites. What is your favorite cleanser?
So my favorite cleanser of all time would be what I'm even using currently. It's called the Face Reality Ultra Gentle Cleanser.
Okay.
That is the most basic cleanser you find out there. Very, in my opinion, it is affordable.
Okay.
Does the job of cleaning the skin. It doesn't do anything superficial. So as far as it cleans the skin and creates a very nice canvas for me to finish off with the rest of my products, I'm good. And it's in a good size, so it lasts for 3 months plus because I'm not about to be buying a cleanser every 2 months.
We'll get into this because a lot of people go okay, to be fair, skincare is not cheap. It's not, but I think it's an investment. I honestly think it's an investment.
That's right.
So to have a cleanser that can take you on for about 3 months, that's a good thing, So okay. What about your favorite toner? That's if you
So yes, I do use a toner, but in a mist form. So that would be the Glymed CBD mist.
Okay.
I love it because it has CBD and other calming products, and it just does the job of keeping my skin hydrated throughout the day. So that's my favorite. I've run through bottles of, even though it's a bit on the pricier side, I'm you do the job, sis. So I'm going to buy it.
Okay.
I still get it.
That's really good to know. I don't know why I asked you to use a toner because I know that's essential. You see, this just shows that my skincare regimen is in shambles. Okay, so
I'm here to help you, so don't worry.
Yeah, that's why you're on here. Girl, you really need to be saving me and the sisters out there, even including the guys, because I think skincare for guys are really, really, it's really important as well.
Yeah. By the time we are done with this, the audience, gals, you, everyone, I'll be like, oh, okay, cool. I get it now. It all makes sense.
Listen, thank you for being on the podcast with us, honestly. Okay, so what about, this is like the last one, your favorite SPF?
Mm-hmm. I can't say because I always have about 3 or 4 stash of sunscreen sitting there, and I'm always trying out new sunscreens.
Okay,
I
makes sense.
can't say for sure that this is the one that this is my favorite, but there's this one that I always reach for that is from Face Reality as well.
Okay.
Daily SPF 30. So that's what I reach for most of the
I
time.
mean, Face Reality seems to be the girl. Like,
exactly, it is. It is.
Face Reality.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. We will get into it. We will get into it. Okay, so thank you so much actually for gracing us with your presence and your knowledge, because I really admire what you're doing. I think it's really, really important, especially like on our side, like over here on the continent. I feel like it's, even within the Black community, I think the YouTubers, the OG YouTubers, Jenny Jenkins, I feel like they're really the ones that really opened our eyes, or let me say my eyes, to like skincare, really taking care of yourself, you know, and really understanding what acne is, why you're getting them, and like all these things. So for me, I think my first question really is going to be, what would you say, how would you define healthy skin?
So healthy skin, I mean, the way I see healthy skin, I'll say that healthy skin is free of blemishes. But then again, people can have blemishes on their skin and then still have healthy skin, because we are all different. We are all from different backgrounds. So yes, by dictionary or in textbooks, healthy skin is free of blemish, free of damage, is free of pores, wrinkles, fine lines, stuff like that. That is how the textbook will say healthy skin. But to me, healthy skin is just feeling confident in your skin with or without a blemish on your skin.
Okay.
Simple. And using the right products and having the right skincare routine at home. That's it. As far as you're following the right skincare routine, doing what has to be done, you're protecting your skin using sunscreen, you're healthy. You have a healthy skin. You have a healthy skin. You don't need to be doing like the 10 steps. You don't need to have Korean looking skin or porcelain looking skin before you know that your skin is healthy.
I was about to say,
that doesn't mean that your skin is healthy.
Skincare routine, like, sis, looking out for us, because it can get so overwhelming.
Exactly. It can really get overwhelming. So I like the less is more approach, so that everybody can also like be part of like the skincare world as well, because everybody needs, like, you shower every morning and evening. I mean, if some people don't, that's okay, but as far as you shower morning and evening, that's a form of like, you're also taking care of your skin neck down. So why not put the same energy into this? This is the brand. This is what we need to take care of.
This is the first point of contact. No,
exactly. Yeah.
I really like your definition of what healthy skin is, because, like you were saying, the textbook version, or let me say the Cosmopolitan version, the Cosmopolitan magazine version, is kind of like you cannot have anything. It makes it seem like if you have pimples, or like maybe if your skin is flaring up, then like in conclusion, you have bad skin.
Bad skin, yes.
Yeah.
And that isn't true, because somebody is the same way somebody may see a bigger person and say that the person is unhealthy, which is not true. See somebody who is of a smaller stature and feel like that person is a healthy one, but it could be interchanged. So we really do not know what it is. So I feel like we shouldn't judge a book by its cover and say that, okay, because I have 2 or 3 acne spots, it means that you have bad skin. No.
I mean, fair point. You already started, like, you have already started doing that, preaching. Okay, so I think my next question, what really inspired you to become an esthetician? I have to take my time.
Yeah.
Say the word.
So, so for the word esthetician, that is like the American or the European way. But when we come down to Africa, even in some parts of Europe, they call themselves skin therapist or facialist. So don't worry with the esthetician. Yeah, I'm good on saying facialist. Even sometimes I make the mistake. I'm like, you're an esthetician and you're making the mistake. But anyway, skincare or beauty in general started for me as kind of a vanity thing. I was just interested in skincare, the texture of cream, seeing my mom applying her eyeshadow, her mascara, washing her face, doing the mask. It was also like interesting. So I just also loved doing it. But when I got into high school, I also started having acne flare-ups, breaking out. So I got really serious about taking care of my skin during my time in high school. But then again, there wasn't much information out there as we have now. So I was very ignorant and not doing like the right things to help with the condition I have. I did not understand the condition I had. I just thought I had acne, maybe because I was not a neat person, or maybe because the water in school was dirty, so I need to put Dettol inside. So I was doing all these things thinking that was the right path, but I didn't have the proper guidance. So all that I was doing, the money I was spending on certain skincare,
Right.
it just wasn't working. So when I got out of high school, getting into university, I was going through the same thing. And then I thought to myself, I'd be using these store-bought products in very nice, shiny containers. Now let's move to DIY. So let me go into the kitchen. You'll be surprised what I have done to try and get
No,
this.
you know what? I think most of us are all on this table because even me, I had like really bad acne, like growing up. So this DIY you're about to get into, girl, I relate so bad.
I've done it all. I have done it all. I've done the yogurt, turmeric, and some mask trying to fade hyperpigmentation. I have done sugar scrub with coffee grinded. I've done it. I've done it all. Black soap, honey. I've done it all, sis. I have done it all, and nothing seemed to work. So it got to a point I actually gave up thinking that, oh, I will grow out of it, because that's another thing. When you're in a community where you have something going on in your skin, everyone has an opinion. Everyone wants to tell you to do this. So there were a lot of chatter in my ear saying that in tree, they will say it's as unia ebeko.
No,
but
real.
Which means when you grow, it will stop. But I grew and it was still there. Without me implementing the right steps, it wasn't going anywhere. So I ended up going to get facials from mini spas in Accra, and I still didn't get the results I wanted. And that is a lot of money going. So this was my last. I was in it. I was like, yeah, I'll be rich by now if I save all that money till now.
In this global economic crisis, you will be swimming in money.
Tell me about it. So I found this one facialist in Accra, and she was like my last straw. Like, after this, if it doesn't work, I'm good, because end of the day, I have to be confident in my skin for my own good. So I went to see her, and then after a couple of facials, she made me understand a few things. So I was like, this is something I haven't gotten from many spas that I have been to. So I was intrigued, and I ended up reading on my own as well on social media like Twitter, Instagram. So that also helped me understand a little bit more of what was going on. So the last facial I had with her, I don't know what happened or what she did, but when I laid on her bed and she did everything that she was doing, I got up, looked in the mirror, and saw how far I've come. There was this conviction that this is what I want to do. I just want to help someone feel the way I felt when I got off the bed and I looked at myself in the mirror, because I mean, talking about it, I'm getting
Like, you
goosebumps
see how you're
because it
literally
was such a
smiling.
severe.
Like, it literally, it's like your face is so lit right now just talking about it. That's really nice.
It was such a crazy moment. I went home, did all the research I could do concerning schools. How do you become this? How do you become someone that provides facial services, the skincare, ingredients, everything? So that's how my journey started to become an esthetician. I found the right school, got in. I was so serious about school. Nothing was going to shake me off that table. COVID came. I was like, no matter what COVID, I would learn this facial thing that they want to teach me. So I did it and then came out, wrote my state boards, passed. And then now here we are,
With Lebenam
licensed
skin.
esthetician or licensed. Yes, yes. It's been a journey. It's been a long time.
No, it actually sounds like a journey. So, I mean, speaking of
Yeah.
factors, what are some of the factors you would say that can contribute to acne? Like someone getting acne.
So, when it comes to acne, there's three major things that cause acne. The rest, I would say, they are triggers. So the main three causes of acne will be excess oil, dead skin cells, and then the presence of bacteria. These three things are what causes acne. But there are other triggers that can also trigger like acne flare up, stress, not sleeping properly, diet. People don't want to hear that part, diet, but diet.
You know, you said diet, right? I was
diet.
Like, but now this diet, that's what people want us to be changing our lifestyle for, like, you know.
Yes, it's true. Please. So diet, hormones, pregnancy, medication, medical conditions, even some of the supplements we are taking, breastfeeding, it's a whole list. Yes. So when it comes to taking care of your skin, it's not just about, one thing, and some people also believe that let me buy one thing and then it'll solve the thing. No, there's things that we need to look at. We need to look at like your history with skin. Is it something that your parents had? Is it something you're eating? Is it something you're drinking? It could even be something as little as your pillowcase or something as little as using fabric softener to wash your pillowcases. Something as little as that. So it's not like an easy answer. What is causing my acne? It could be a variety of things doing it all at once, or it could be one thing triggering the process. So, but the main three things you should know is the excess oil, the presence of bacteria, and then dead skin cells.
Okay, I mean, I think that helps at least, like, as a starting point. Is a starting point.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I can tell, like, from what you were mentioning, like how, like, maybe your pillowcase, fabric softeners, all of that. So I come to you. I have like really bad acne, and I need your help. What are the steps? Like, what process do you like take me through in order for me to really reach a point where I can smile the way you did smile when you went to your last facial?
So when I meet you, first of all, we are just going to discuss what is going on with your skin. We are basically just going to have a chat. Just tell me anything that you want to tell me. Tell me what you want to achieve with your skin. Tell me what you don't like and what you'd rather like, because I'm there to just listen to you and do what you want me to do for you. And then I try my best to tell people to have patience and be consistent, because that's the only thing I require from you, for you to be consistent and patient, because that is the only way you see results. You won't see results one day or a week after using a product. It takes time. It takes consistency. It even takes a while. And sometimes you would think that the product isn't working, but you just need to trust the process and know that everything you're doing, progress or results, is cumulative. It wouldn't happen overnight. So I just ask that you be consistent, very transparent with me as well, because some people end up doing their own thing behind closed doors. But I'm here for you. You come to me, we discuss. I take you through, I look at your history, We discuss what could possibly be happening, like go through certain things. Is it your hormones? Is it stress? Is it your skincare routine? Is it maybe not having enough sleep? Sometimes I may even need you to go see a doctor if you feel like it's hormonal, see your blood work and stuff like that. Because I am not a doctor, I can't
Right.
really diagnose you. So sometimes you would have to be referred to a dermatologist or even a doctor for proper guidance, and then come to me, and then we'll take it on from there. So it's a process. It's a process.
It is a process. However, I like how detailed it is. Truly a therapist, because you're like, talk to me, be transparent.
Yeah. Yeah, and I love it when I have some clients that come and then they just want to rant or vent about their skin, and that's it. Like they come, like during the process, maybe they've had one bad day, they'll just call me, and then they could actually just be crying on the phone about their skin, and they don't have anyone to tell because somebody may give them a comment or a feedback like, this is nothing to cry about. We all have acne, or somebody will end up giving you certain recommendations that, oh, my auntie said use this. So we'll go, no, people don't want to hear that at that point. So it can be tough listening to certain things because it's really emotional, but
Definitely.
That's why I'm here.
No, truly,
and I'm happy to be there.
If people are calling you crying, like, you're really handling not just the physical appearance, but also how, like, all these things happen to you makes you feel. Oh, I think that's really amazing. You're truly doing the Lord's work.
Yeah.
No,
Thank you.
That's really good. And I think you mentioned something I want us to touch a little bit on, which is you don't really have anyone to talk to because people are very quick to recommend things, forgetting that our skin types are also different. And I think one thing I really want to touch on, and I think you did a good job with, I think she's called Adobea. There was this video, which is you guys touched on triple action creams. And I feel like in our community, or in this part, in Ghana, let me say, because I can't really speak for other African countries, but in Ghana, people are very quick to tell you to use sunbaths.
Yep.
Sunfraz. You know, the list goes on, and I really want you to touch on that for me, because I don't know if I'm not sure the amount of people that have watched it, listening to us, or watching us right now. But if you could really touch on the topic of triple action creams, what they are meant for, whether it's good or bad to treat acne. Okay.
So the triple action video, if you haven't seen already, I'll tell you, please go and watch it so that you get better understanding. But triple action creams have been there for years. It's been in the pharmacies for some time. And it's not that it's a bad product. It has its place in the medical field. It just has to be prescribed for you to use it properly. However, people misuse it and end up having certain drawbacks with it. And aside triple action creams, we also have those that have been doing what we call the organic creams.
Let's talk about it. I mean, this is why you're here, because we need to actually cancel out all these misconceptions, all this misinformation that's out there, because there's a lot of information out there, and sometimes it's really hard to know, okay, what do I really do? Or what do I really go for? And I think for someone who's a certified skin therapist, let me make this case for myself and not mention the E word. But for someone like you who is a certified skin therapist, you've attended school for this, you've learned about the skin, you've learned how to maintain it. Tell us, let's talk.
So for the organic creams, people that mix them, I can say 98% of them are not certified or licensed to be making such products. I believe that if you have the passion of making skincare, I would love it if you're able to get some education to be able to make proper product, because as far as the product works, you don't have a problem. Like you would have good feedback. But if you are getting your training from WhatsApp and then mixing
Wait,
all
hold on. Did
sorts
you
of
say WhatsApp?
yeah, you'll be surprised. But skincare is what we put on us. That's something we put on our skin, and it has certain effects on the skin. And these people take these classes and mix all sorts of things, and some of the things in there will be steroids. And we know what steroids are. It's an enhancement drug. And for steroids, if it's in skincare and it's not used properly, it's like I don't want to say, okay, it's similar to antibiotics. You don't want your skin to get used to steroids because it's about a very powerful ingredient. So if you keep using these steroid creams, even found in certain triple action creams, when it comes to the point of stopping, that is when we have the negative side effects. So we've been using these creams for whatever reason, acne management, a rash, a bite, whatever it is. We use this and then our skin gets used to it. Yes, you see your acne will clear. Whatever the problem is will be gone. However, when you stop, the inflammation that is hiding underneath the skin from using such a product, it will just go into overdrive when you stop using these steroid products because the skin has gotten too used to it. So immediately you stop, or even when you wean yourself off it, you realize that all the inflammation will just come back. Acne gets worse, the redness gets worse, your skin gets very dry, very flaky, almost to the point of peeling. Some people end up having hives all over. Some people end up having stretch marks because some people end up using because some people use it. I mean, we'll get there when it comes to bleaching.
Bro,
but some people use
it.
some people use it to fade their dark spots and end up rather burning themselves or rather getting hypopigmentation. So that is when the skin becomes very, very fair and there's no melanin over there. So they end up trying to make the rest of their body the same color as whatever spots or hypopigmentation, end up bleaching their whole skin in general. But that's another topic for later on.
We'll definitely get into it because we need to talk about
it's people who have certain skin conditions like eczema, rosacea. They go to the pharmacy and then they are prescribed triple action because you need to be diagnosed by a dermatologist and get proper guidance to treat these certain skin conditions. But if you go to a pharmacy and you're prescribed this and then you're not told how to use it properly, the negative effects are just bad compared to when you started. So my thing is, if you want to use triple action creams, make sure that it's prescribed by a dermatologist or a doctor. They will tell you how to use it properly.
Right.
It should be an on and off situation. You stop and that's it. But if you use it as your normal moisturizer day and night, there's going to be some drawback, and it takes time for you to reverse that damage that's being done. Some of them is very expensive. Some of them you have to come in clinic for us to have certain treatments done on you. Some of them are not reversible and you would have to live with it. So the most common one we see is in tree is called Ensobeng.
But when is the Ensobeng?
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
Yes. Yes. So in the older generation, you will see that they have like a dark gray purplish mark around their eye.
Yeah.
Technical name is called exogenous ochronosis, but it's just like pigmentation around the eye, and it's very, very hard to treat. Sometimes you can't treat and you'd have to live with it. You'd have to do very expensive treatments, more than chemical peel. So you'd have to have like laser treatment to be able to reverse it. So it's not cheap.
I think
it's not cheap, and it's not
telling us is don't play with your skin. Just don't be putting anything on your skin.
Don't. Because you have no idea where it's from,
Definitely.
what's in there,
Yeah.
and then you're just going to cause damage, and that's another step back. So I just tell people, if you're not, just ask questions. Even if you're buying it from a vendor, just ask questions, or just do your own research before you make a purchase, so that you are on you're on the safe side. There's this one time I came across an Instagram video of someone cracking eggs into black soap.
What?
And mixing it.
Pardon?
And selling it.
Oh, you're joking.
You heard?
No, you're joking.
I'm telling you. I'm not.
No, Lebenam, you're joking. Cracking egg. This is a new
I'm not
one.
joking.
I've never in my
I'm not
life
joking.
heard of this at all.
I am not joking.
Wow.
What's this eye has seen?
No, I can imagine though, because wow. I mean, it's your job as well.
It's
so
crazy.
You know.
Yeah, it's crazy. People are doing the most just to be able to sell a jar of cream for money.
And I think that's
so people should beware.
Yeah, I think that's the issue. It's like, I mean, for you really want to help someone.
Yes.
Like selling it just to make money, and then you like destroy someone's skin. That's really not nice.
I mean, I'm all for anyone being in their bag and making their money.
Don't get
it just has to be it just has to be the right way, because you don't want to harm somebody in the process. That's it.
I think you've actually hit the nail on the top. That's actually very true. Then I think one thing I actually want to talk about as well, what do you think the fear really is when it comes to people get into skincare? Like, I mean, you are a skin therapist. I'm sure you've had like a number of clients. What are some of the reasons why maybe it took them so long to visit a professional?
So I have a few, but I would say that the number one is not knowing where to start from. That is the number one, because if you don't know where to start from, you're going to be overwhelmed from what you are seeing online and what you are reading. So being overwhelmed with the number of like hundreds of skincare in town is number one. Number two, I would say that not accessibility. That's another thing. And for Lebenam Skin, that is like one of the major things I look at when it comes to my brand, is making skincare and skincare treatments accessible. If you don't have the opportunity to get certain skincare, you end up using what's available, because at the end of the day, I don't have access to it. So why should I bother myself into getting something that would take 4 weeks to get to Accra, Ghana? So accessibility is another thing. Number three, quick fixes. People just want
that's the one
to have.
I
think that should be number one. I think that should be number one.
Victim. I'm not even gonna lie, because it's like, can this thing just vamoose from my face, please?
Yes. Yeah, I think I had that issue when I had issues with my skin. Quick fixes. I just wanted it to go, so I'll try any and everything to be able to get rid of my skin situation, and that made things worse for me. And that's how come I ended up spending much more money to be able to correct whatever damage I did to my skin. But if I had the resources, I had facialists in Accra who told me the right things to do then, because I feel like now we have
I think
it's coming up, the industry.
Now the industry is really growing, which is really nice to see.
Yes.
We have people like you and many others as well who are also helping out in this situation.
Yeah, we have influencers, we have social media, so you can always ask a question and somebody will be there to help you. Even though there are certain, it's not every answer that is the correct answer, at least is better compared to some years ago where you have no idea what you're doing. So I think those are the three things I have noticed when it comes to my clientele and when I first talk to them.
Yeah, I mean, it makes a lot of sense. I think for me personally, in my experience, I didn't really understand what it was like skincare, because I think I remember the first thing I ever bought for myself as skincare was a facial mask, because I'm watching all these videos, I'm watching movies, and I'm like, okay, this person has dry skin and is using this clay mask, and like clay masks seem to be like a big deal, like, oh, it's gonna, like, you know, relieve your
draw out.
Exactly, that's the right phrase. It's gonna draw out. And I had like really big bumps, like all over. Well, we've come a long way. We still have a long way to go. We have come a long way. And I think for me, like you said, I just really didn't know where to start. And it's a good thing that we have, again, people like you, and like you mentioned, the influencers as well. And most importantly, people that look like us, you know?
Yes.
Yeah, because I feel like for the longest time, most of us were really using products or seeking information based on, say, the Western world, like people in the Western world that were leading in this industry, like their advice and whatnot. And it was kind of hard because you're not my skin color.
Yes.
So it's like, okay, I don't know, is this really going to work for me? But then you're just really trying it. So I think it's really nice to also see that we have people like in Ghana, we have more Black skincare therapists and estheticians. I actually struggle with it, but I like it. So I think, it's a good thing. And at least hearing these fears, what will you say, like, if you're building your skincare regimen, like, where would you start from? What products do you need? Like, what are, like you mentioned, less is like more, you know, simple is the way to go. So how would you advise someone who wants to, like, start like a skincare regimen? Like, where do we start?
So I would tell everyone, male, woman, start from cleanser.
Okay.
So that is like a regular face wash, something that's just going to properly wash the skin, get rid of all the excess oils, dirt, impurities. Just a basic cleanser to do that job. That's one. Step 2, use a moisturizer or a multifunctional product. So that can be like a hydrating toner or a hydrating serum that would have like other benefits like healing and calming and soothing and stuff like that. So that is just there to moisturize the skin, keep the skin from being dry, or if it has different benefits like the soothing, soothe. If it's hydrating, hydrate. If it's for brightening, brightening. So that's the second step. The third step would be sunscreen. That is
negotiable.
I don't play with sunscreen.
Like,
so
if you're not putting it on, what are you doing?
What are you doing? Like, anybody that comes to see me, that's not like, I'll ask you, do you use sunscreen? And I can already tell them that, like, oh my God, this girl's come to worry me with sunscreen. But yeah, sunscreen is the most important step in your routine because you need to protect the skin from sun damage. If you're not able to do that consistently and be diligent with it, I'm not able to recommend the acids or get into the fun parts of it because I need to make sure that you are not risking yourself of getting burned when you start using certain acids. So a good cleanser, a good moisturizer, or a multifunctional product, and then sunscreen to protect you during the day. You can even make it as easy as in the morning, you wash your face, sunscreen, out the door.
For real?
That's
yeah. Wait, no, hold on.
That is
because I was actually going to get into the whole AM skin routine and then the PM skin routine, but so cleanser and sunscreen, that's it. So in this case, the sunscreen helps as your moisturizer as well.
Yes, because so sunscreen is basically a moisturizer, but with the SPF actives in there. So as far as it's able to keep the skin moisturized and not to make your skin dry, it's a moisturizer / sunscreen. So in the morning you cleanse, use your sunscreen, you're protected, you go out, If you're indoors and you feel like a two-step is good for you and it works for your skin, that's it. You're fine. In the evening, you wash your face, use your moisturizer, go to bed. Just 2 steps.
Oh,
I don't think it doesn't take more than 2 minutes.
I'm literally like, I'm looking at your face like, sis.
Are you sure? Are you sure?
Like, are you sure? Because from what I remember,
like, I know we have the toners, the serums, the essence, the masks.
There's a lot of products. So,
yes.
So when do these other products come to play within your routine?
So it all depends on what your skin needs. That is number one.
Okay.
If your skin does not need a clay mask, what is the point in having the mask in there? So I try to let my clients understand that, hey, listen to your skin. Okay. Your skin talks to you. If your skin is dry, you feel it. It's the skin telling you that I'm dry. So give me some hydration or some moisture. So you give it some moisture. If you have acne and your skin is producing a lot of oil, it's telling you can literally see it. So, okay, what do? I introduce something that is meant to target oil. That's when I add into my routine. So you have to just listen to your skin and then do what it says. You don't have to do it just because it's there or has to be done or you've seen this popular person doing it. Just listen to the skin and then just pay attention to your skin needs. That's all. So if I'm using myself as an example, I am someone that gets dehydrated a lot. So dehydrated in my skin will mean that my skin lacks water. So my skin can look oily, but when I move my cheeks, it feels tight inside. So it means I am lacking water and my skin is dehydrated. There's a difference between dryness and dehydration. Wow. So I am prone to dehydration. So I'm someone that has a lot of hydrating steps in my routine. So I would wash my face. I would use my mist. I would use a hydrating serum and then use a third hydrating serum. But on very, very hot days, I'll probably just cleanse, do my mist, and go straight to my sunscreen. I don't even have to do moisturizer because when my skin is hydrated, I'm good on that. Right. I don't need moisturizer. I can bank on that when it comes to my sunscreen and I'm good. So that's what my skin needs.
Wow.
You get it? So if my skin doesn't need, it's crazy, but it can be simple and complicated.
Yeah, because I keep saying wow, because okay, I'm listening to everything and I feel like, okay, I'm with you. Okay, I'm listening. Mm-hmm. And it gets to a point and I'm like, okay, this is interesting.
Yeah.
Like you said, you really do need to listen to your skin.
Yes.
And really just close out the noise, the marketing.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Because that's true. The marketing is very big.
It's really all about your skin and the needs of your skin.
Yes. Don't follow the next person's routine because that might not work for you. Definitely. And what works for you might not work for the person. So just listen to the skin. So usually I tell people in the morning, your routine should be it should be hydrate and protect. Okay. That's it. Okay. In the evening, it should be prevention and then giving back what it has lost throughout the day. So that's like a guide for you. So personally, I don't like doing a lengthy routine in the mornings. I'd rather leave that for the night time when I'm going to sleep, just to help the skin with the regenerative process during the time that we are asleep. So in the morning, just make sure that your skin is protected with sunscreen. That's the most important thing.
Right.
So wash your face, sunscreen. At night, wash your face, hydrate, moisturizer, go to bed. And that's it. If you have certain skin conditions like acne, hyperpigmentation, which is like dark spots, that's when the acids and then the other fun stuff come in, but that will also be recommended according to your skin and what you need at that particular moment.
No, honestly,
and everyone is different.
Honestly speaking, I think this has been so informative for me because and I really hope that everyone tuning in is also really taking notes because
yes, I hope so. I hope I've not confused anyone.
Honestly, I was confused a bit, but then I get it.
Okay.
I get it. I think. I mean, to be fair, it's not so confusing. In the beginning, I think for me, the reason why it was really confusing is because in my mind, I have all these, should I say, I don't know if I should call them assumptions or notions that, okay, you definitely do need this, or you need a toner, or you need a serum, or you really need these acids and whatnot. Because I think there was a time I saw a post on Paul, is it Paula's Choice?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's right.
Exfoliant, and I was saying that, oh my god, I think this is really going to be good for my skin because, I'm reading what it does and all these things, and then the next minute I'm like, okay, but I'm scared to actually put these acids on my skin, because I really didn't understand. So I think you taking your time to really break it down this way, it makes a lot of sense now. So it's like, okay, you don't necessarily need this in your everyday skincare routine.
Exactly.
Maybe if your skin is flaring up in the same kind of way, you definitely need to incorporate all these other things in there. Wow.
Yes, definitely.
Wow,
yes.
There's a lot to skin than we actually know. Honestly.
Yeah. It's simple, but then again, it's complicated. So this is just scratching the surface.
I can imagine because it's truly a paradox. I'm not even going to that because I'm sitting here listening to you and I'm just like, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, but I think
it's crazy.
Mm-hmm. No, but that's really good. I think what you're doing in terms of helping us really learn about our skin and know more about our skin, I think the most important part is feeling comfortable in our skin.
Yeah, that's number one.
Yeah, and I think that's, like you said, that's number one. And I feel like this is going to lead me into us talking about skin bleaching. I want to hear your view on skin bleaching and how you think, for instance, as a skin therapist, say you have a client who comes to you and you realize that, okay, sis, it's still a way to go. How do you change this person's perception? How do you let this person get back to feeling comfortable in their skin and going back to their normal skin color?
So that is very tricky, and it's easier said than done because I've gotten a few clients that have bleached and then they were trying to reverse it. So at the point that you come to me, I feel like you've already made a mental note that this is something I shouldn't have even started with. And now I want to find a solution. And in my opinion, and I'm sure it's general, skin bleaching is deeply rooted in colorism. And that needs to be talked about because if in recent years, being dark skin, even on social media, we see that being dark skin or darker complexion has become a trend. But it shouldn't be a trend, but it's been a way of life for most of us for years. But now being dark is cool. Exactly. Now being dark is cool.
I think that's the issue. Being dark, being cool. Because to be fair, we are cool. Being dark is cool. Yeah. However, I don't think that should be a thing. That's my problem.
Yes.
The whole aesthetic of being dark.
Yes. We've also lived, when growing up, when it comes to the definition of beauty, is only one color that is portrayed. And growing up, that's what we have been taught. That's what we see. So that's what our mind has gotten used to. And some people haven't gotten the opportunity to have that kind of mindset changed. So it's very hard to convince them or let them know that being dark skin or having black skin is as beautiful as even if you're light.
Yeah.
Or if you're light, is also as beautiful as being dark. Like, we are all one, and we should, I mean, now I would congratulate makeup brands, especially being inclusive, because it's a way of showing or educating the wider crowd that, okay, if they have a shade for dark skin, it means that we are important. But if it's not available, I'm like, is something wrong with me? So I just try to listen. I just try to listen to whoever I'm speaking to that has gone through the process of skin bleaching and try and understand when they started, how long it's been going on. And sometimes you realize that it's from their immediate surroundings, maybe an aunt, it could be a mom, it could even be a boyfriend or a significant other that could be saying that, oh, I think if you were lighter, you would be more beautiful, or you're too dark or something. So all that is about I just listen to the person and just let them understand that I hear them, but now that they are here, they should know that they are beautiful in whatever skin color they've come to me with. They are not ugly because they've bleached.
Right.
They are good. And if they want to see change, I also want them to know that it's going to be tough. They're going to hear more than they heard about being dark skinned, because now you will see the negative side effects of using such certain bleaching creams. So you need to prepare your mind that there's going to be some drawback. There's going to be a lot of feedback from a lot of people. So just be ready for all that, but trust in the process, trust in me, and then we will be able to reverse all that is going on. Because at the end of the day, I'm sorry to say, but the damage has already been done. But just hold my hand. Just hold my hand. I'm with you, and then we can make it work. And when you go back to whatever color you were originally, just know that, just believe in yourself that you are be confident and know that you are beautiful as well. And all that I'm saying, trust me, is easier said than done. I can because some people will end up falling back into the whole situation. But I try my best to encourage them, to let them know that they are beautiful, and whoever says they are not just doesn't deserve them in their fair or dark states.
I really understand what you're saying, because like you said, it's a mindset thing. And I think dealing with the mind is funny. The mind can really break or make you. So I like the fact that you first tackle it from the mindset side first, before helping you with whatever product that's going to undo the damage that has already been done. And I think it's nice that you say it as well, because I feel like that's really the truth, and that's what we really need to understand, that first of all, we need to get that we are beautiful how we've been made, or how we've been created by God, and also really believe in ourselves, because from everything you've said, believe in yourself is also very important here. Like, really truly believe in that. No matter what anyone says, I am beautiful, and forget about the fact that you have to be a lighter shade that you
a certain way
exactly to be beautiful. So I think that's crazy. That's actually really, really nice that you have said that. You know what? It begins in the mind.
And even people start, I mean, just talking about skin bleaching, I just also wanted to add that some people have for dark skins, generally our skin produces a lot of melanin, and that is
glowing.
But then again, in certain parts of our bodies, like our neck, underarms, groin area, as dark skin, because our skin is producing a lot of melanin, it tends to be darker than maybe our chest, our arms. And I want people listening to this to know that it is very normal. Why? Because we are always moving our arms. The friction, the heat is going to trigger melanin, and hence it's going to look dark. we are working, our thighs are rubbing together. Hence, a lot of melanin is going to be produced. It is all normal. It's very, very normal. Our elbows, knees, when we were babies, we were crawling. We are always resting our elbows on table or something. The friction, we should know that it's very, very normal. If you want to do something about it or just do something about the appearance, that is okay, but don't feel uncomfortable when you see that your underarms are dark. I have a dark underarms. It took a while for me to accept it, but I'm like, it is what it is. Like, this is who I am. I'm dark skinned, and it will produce, even if I'm able to lighten it, I'll not be working with my arms up like this. I'll always work with my arm. It will get darker again.
True.
Do you get it? So yes, if you want to do something about it, it can always be done. But I want people who are not able to do anything about it to know that it is normal. So don't fret about it or compare yourself to somebody who might have their underarms may even be brighter than their chest. That's just some people do have very bright underarms, like it's very fair, but that's them, genetics, everything. We are all different. So believe in yourself, just be confident in the skin you are in, and you can always find a solution to it. It will not be 100%, but that it shouldn't lead you to buy certain things on the market that may cause more harm than do any good for you. Because these bleaching creams could even have mercury in them, aside the steroids in there. Yeah, like a lot of strange things are found in.
What is that in like skincare world? Because mercury, I'm thinking the planet.
No, so mercury in certain high concentrations will cause damage to the skin, even when, I mean, I'm not a doctor, so don't quote me. Seafood, it's written, or some studies talk about how eating a lot of seafood may result in a lot of mercury in the system. I don't know the direct implications of that, but I know that in skincare it is used in very, very, very high percentages when people are mixing it with these steroid creams and mix it with other things just to cause damage onto the skin and bleach the skin, or to lighten the skin, or to get rid of the top layer of the skin. So that's what I know that's what I know about mercury when it comes to skin bleaching. Yes, I would say an aggressive agent in the skin bleaching world. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And I think a year or two ago, there was a Netflix show by a Nigerian woman. It talks about skin bleaching and how it's very popular in Africa, especially in Nigeria. And it was very eye opening. I don't remember the title now, but it should still be on Netflix.
What you're talking about, I think I've also seen it. I would actually look for it and then link it in the notes section so that like people can also watch it, just to like learn about these things and the implications.
Yes,
and really back away from it, because I feel like skin bleaching is such a big deal, especially within the Black community, and I think it's something that we need to really curb and actually stop, because we're very beautiful people. Like, I mean, like being Black is a cool thing now, but I just want to say that like we're all beautiful. So I'll link it so people can watch that as well. So let's talk about SPFTs, because I feel like for the longest time we know about SPF. We've known about SPF. Like, you know how let's say white people would use SPF, to like on the beach to tan and all of that, and all of a sudden it's like Black people need SPF too, and we're looking at the like whoever that said this, all of a sudden we're like, hey. Why
are you sure? Yes.
But then, I mean, let's talk about it from the point of view of a skin therapist. Why would you advise we Black people to use sunscreen?
First of all, we need to protect our skin from sun damage, but somebody will then say that, but I'm my melanin is supposed to protect me.
Yep.
Yes,
Yep.
the melanin does have some kind of sun protection factor. So it has an SPF of, I think, 1.5 or 2. The most I would say is SPF 4, but that doesn't have any significant protection when it comes to sun damage. To be able to have proper sun damage, you should be wearing an SPF of 30 or above. And the fact that we are dark skinned does not mean that we are free from sun damage. Sun damage is not only about tanning and seeing like a different, like maybe you're wearing a bikini or a top and you are exposed to the sun for a long period of time. That line of demarcation, that's not the only way of knowing that there is some kind of sun damage. So sun damage can also lead to darkening of your hyperpigmentation. If you are somebody that already has that, it's going to darken some more. It is also going to break down the collagen and elastin in our skin, and that is what gives us the youthful look. That's what holds the skin in the dermis. So if that is breaking down, it's going to lead to premature aging, fine lines and wrinkles that are going to be deeper, and you're going to look older than you're supposed to look. Let me put that.
So it's also going to break down. The wrinkling starts earlier than it should. Okay.
Yes, okay. Exactly. By breaking down that collagen and then elastin that's holding up the skin. It also breaks down the skin the skin follicles. So if that happens, that is also breaking down the protective layer of our skin. And when that protective layer is not there, anything can go in and anything can come out. And that would lead to certain things like acne, irritation, worsening of skin conditions like rosacea, psoriasis, eczema. So it's not just about, I don't want to be dark. Some people have the mentality that if it's about protecting the skin. And honestly, sunscreen does not block 100% of the UV rays.
Okay.
It does allow some UV rays to be absorbed by the skin. So I'm not really for, if I use sunscreen, I'm not going to get vitamin D. No. Because the sunscreen is not absorbing 100%, with sun protection, you're still going to get some vitamin D from being exposed to the sun. And you can also get some of the vitamin D sources from food as well. So it's not an excuse. Yes, you may be right with the melanin being a number one protector, but it is not enough to protect our skin. And when we see the line of demarcation, when we have been exposed to the sun or when we are at the beach or even on a normal day, it's our melanin being produced in excess to tell us that, hey, it's the skin's defense mechanism. Okay. That's correct. The skin's defense mechanism. So it's going to produce a lot of melanin, like in overdrive to protect it. But then again, SPF 4 is not enough to protect the skin. So that is why, as Black people, we need to wear sunscreen. We need to protect our skin. Even if you have amazing skin, just protect it for the longer, term.
So you look better. So,
if you look better, you feel better.
Definitely. So you did say in the beginning, when I asked you SPF 30 and SPF 50, you did say that you would go for SPF 30. Make it make sense.
So there is a difference between SPF 30 and SPF 50. Okay. You get more protection with SPF 50. However, people feel like when you have SPF 50, it gives them a false sense of protection, which isn't true. It's better to be using your It's better to use your SPF 30, use the right amount and reapply as necessary compared to using SPF 50 and using it once and applying a thin layer. So I'm not for SPF 50 is better than SPF 30, but it does there is like a 1% or 2%, don't quote me, difference between SPF 30 and 50. However, you will still need to apply the same rules to an SPF 50 sunscreen the same way you do for an SPF 30, and that's it. Then even if it's SPF 75, SPF 100, you still have to apply the right amount and reapply as necessary. But SPF 30, SPF 50, there isn't that much of a difference. You just need to apply the correct amount. So the 2-finger rule that is very popular on social media, you apply like 2 layers on your 2 fingers and apply on your face, neck, and décolletage. SPF 30, SPF 50, you do the same thing. The fact that it is SPF 50 does not mean that you can use a pea size and you're good. No. So if you,
No, see, I am the
that's why I say 50, SPF 50 or
like,
nothing.
I'm the SPF 50 gang, because for me, I feel like, okay, you guys say we should use SPF. Okay, I got you. SPF 50, let's go. Like, in my mind, I'm actually thinking that, okay, this is really going to give me like optimum protection. But from your explanation, I think I'll start, considering the SPF 30.
I mean, if you can still keep using SPF 50, just apply the same rules and make sure that you are protected and you're using it. I mean, reapplying as necessary. That's all that's needed from an SPF 50. But I don't want people to feel like if you have SPF 50, you are protected more than somebody using an SPF 30. No. If I'm using an SPF 30 and using it correctly and you are using a pea size, SPF 30 is greater than SPF 50.
You know what?
So I encourage everyone to use SPF 30 and above. Just use the correct amount and reapply as necessary. That's it.
Thank you so much for canceling out that misconception I have, honestly. Thank you.
I'm glad. A new convert.
See, I'm learning already. Like, I'm actually taking.
Amen.
I'm taking on every single thing that you're saying right now. No, but thank you so much. I mean, are there certain skincare misconceptions you would like to put out there for people to, take their mind off and start looking at it in a different light?
Yeah, so one thing is people assuming that drinking water will help with acne or will clear your acne. Basically, that is a very serious myth. That doesn't work at all. Drinking water does help your overall well-being, immune system, everything, but that is not going to directly clear up the skin. You can't have not a very great skincare routine, be using whatever skincare products you want and be drinking ounces of water and expecting your skin to clear. It doesn't work that way. You need to use the right and proper skincare to be able to get the results that you want. The water is just there to hydrate the body because the skin is the last organ to actually receive that hydration that we've drunk. So that is something I see a lot. Like, I've been drinking a lot of water, but my skin is not going. But it's understandable, but this is it. And I hope that people listening will be able to have a different mentality when it comes to drinking water, clearing their skin. Yeah. Another one is people assuming that oily skin does not need moisturizer.
Girl. See, I was really on that table because I have oily skin. Like my face. My face gets oily. And for me, I'm still struggling because I feel I'm like, the thing is, the oil is plenty. Like, can we just not put more on it?
Exactly. Like, my skin is producing a lot of oil. Why should I use moisturizer? It makes sense. But remember when I spoke about dehydrated skin?
Yeah.
So our skin, most people who are oily tend to just have dehydrated skin.
Okay.
So when the skin is dehydrated and it's lacking water, it triggers the oil glands in our skin to produce more oil just to quench the thirst. So if you're able to hydrate the skin and moisturize the skin properly, you will realize that the excess oil production will reduce because you're telling the skin that, hey, I'm good. You don't have to be doing overtime. So the skin is not is not triggered to produce a lot of oil, and it's kind of contradicting itself, but that is the case. If your skin is producing a lot of oil, genetically, some people can have very oily skin.
Yeah.
But if your skin is oily, I would always tell you to hydrate the skin and moisturize just to keep the oil production under control, and that always works.
Wow, that is interesting. So basically, to combat oily skin, you need to feed it more moisture.
Exactly. Hydration and moisture.
Hydration and moisture. Wow. Like, this has been...
You're getting it.
See, I told you, I'm learning. Like, hello. I'm really learning.
Yeah.
No, but honestly, this has been really, 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 really informative. And thank you so much for joining me on this podcast to really
it's my honor. Like, I'm happy to talk about skincare.
Change our mindset on skincare and, you know, every single thing that comes with it. So where can we find you? Like, if we want to book your services or, like, you know, learn more about skincare.
So you can find me. So on my Instagram, skin.goals, GOLS.
Okay.
I post a lot about anything skincare related. You can ask me questions in my DMs. You could also find me. I have a website running in Ghana and in US as well. But it's lebenamskin.com. And you can find my email in the contact us section if you want to ask me certain questions. If you want to book, the link to book is right there. If you want to shop products as well, it's right there. So everything can be found on lebenamskin.com. And the Triple Action Cream video too is on my Instagram, so I encourage everyone to go and watch it.
All these videos that you mentioned so far, just so, like, you know, people can really learn more and really, you know, step away from some of these things.
Yes. There's a lot to unlearn when it comes to skincare. So it's one step at a time. I don't want anyone to feel like they're doing the wrong thing or it takes time, because I used to do all the wrong things as well, in quotes. I used to do the wrong things, but now I know and then I'm doing the right thing. So no one should feel bad that they may not be doing it or be anxious about it. No, skincare should be fun at the end of the day.
No,
skincare should be fun.
I really
but
do.
No. It's a way of reducing some stress and self-care. Just having a mask on and watching your favorite Netflix there's nothing compared to that, honestly. Like when I'm stressed or going through a hard time in life, like some people don't do their skincare when they are going through something hard, but for me, I have to do my skincare because it's like I'm washing away all my problems.
It's like you're using all your skincare and everything to just get rid of all the problems. Like, go away, please. Go away.
I'm telling you. I feel so good after it. So make it fun for yourself.
Yeah. No, but thank you so much. This has been really informative. It's been fun talking to you as well. And I need to book you.
Likewise. I'll be waiting for you.
So we'll definitely speak again soon. Thank you so much.
Yes, there's more to talk about, so I'll be waiting for part 2 of being on changing the narrative,
because we didn't really exhaust everything because there's so much more to talk about.
Oh yeah.
So thank you so much for making time
so much more
and sharing your amazing knowledge with us.
Thank you for having me. Thank you too.
Thank you so much for tuning into the Changing the Narrative podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, do me a favor and like, share, and subscribe to the Changing the Narrative podcast.